Hey friend, thanks so much for joining me on YouTube. The video that you're about to see was originally recorded via Facebook Live for our weekly Work It Wednesday series. Any links mentioned in the video will be down below in the description, so make sure you check those out. And I would love to have you join me over on our Facebook page for a weekly dose of tips and tricks for your direct sales business. Thanks for joining. Hey you guys, happy Wednesday. It is actually Wednesday. I have to keep checking my calendar. I don't know about you guys, but I'm having to check my calendar to figure out what day it is and where I need to be. I'm officially dubbing this Corona Brain because not from like drinking Corona, but just trying to figure out like where I'm supposed to be and what I'm supposed to be doing. So, hey, you guys, hey. So today, we are talking about a topic that is near and dear to my heart. I know calendar is required right now. Calendar is definitely required right now and in multiple places and at multiple times during the day. That's all I'm saying. Usually I could keep my day straight, just like, checking it first thing in the morning and knowing what I had to do, but not today, not right now, friends. So if we haven't met before, my name is Mary Haynes. I am a direct sales blogger and coach over at Doggone Virtual. Becky, you're cracking me up. I'm making the kids listen to the call while we do laundry. I love it. Well, hey kids, welcome. Okay, so if you haven't joined us, make sure you follow our page, because every Wednesday I come to you live with whatever topic is we're either dealing with in our group or some timely topics. And today I'm bringing you one that's kind of off topic, but kind of not. From what we're talking about in other places. But today I kind of wanted to tackle something because I've heard it a couple of times. And I have a rule. I had this rule as a leader in the direct sales field, that if I heard something twice, I had a 2 times rule. So if I heard something twice pretty close together, that means that it's a need or it's a question or it's something that needs to be tackled. And twice in the last week, pretty close together, I heard a couple people say that they were afraid of hearing no. And I thought, oh, we really need to tackle this. We haven't tackled this on the live. And I've had a couple of blog posts kind of alluding to this, but we haven't really tackled this live. And so that's what we're talking about today, you guys, because this is so important. And it's a mindset shift. It's something that you may have to beat down a couple of times until you get over it, truly. So we're going to talk about that. You ready? So first of all, we're all in sales, right? If you're in direct sales, you are selling product. And so there's going to be some no's. It's like when the waitress says, do you want ketchup with your French fries? It's okay to say no. Or would you like dessert? You want to see the dessert menu? No, thank you. It's okay to hear no's, and no's are just part of the business, any business. How many times a day do you tell your kids no? Think about that one. All right. So how many times a day do you tell your kids no, and they still keep coming back to ask? They should definitely not be listening to this. Don't be afraid of the no. Let's let them listen to a different call, Becky. So if you don't ask, one thing to consider, if you never ask the question, the answer is always no. And so I think that's kind of a simple way to look at it, but there's a couple, 4 different mindsets I want us to kind of think through as we're thinking about this fear of no. So first of all, I want you to understand, especially in direct sales, I want you to understand and really ponder, what is the value? What is the value of what you offer? Okay, what is the value of what you offer? So when we understand the value of what we're offering, then the no's are just kind of like, nah, they don't want that. Okay. When we understand the value of our business, when we understand the value of our products, when we understand the value of hosting, right, to save money, we have to be, hello, Barb, we have to be really ingrained. We have to understand what that value is. What is that value of your party experience? What is that value of the thing that you're offering? And if we don't have a firm understanding of what that is, then that's a problem. We really don't know what we're offering. And so the ask the thing that we're afraid of hearing no, the ask is going to come off weird if we don't understand what that value is. So I kind of had this perspective when I was offering the opportunity to host parties with me. It was I did the math, you guys. I did the math. And so when I looked at the math, because if you're new around here, I'm a big math person. Numbers don't lie. They always give you the truth. And so what I would look at is how much is my average host saving versus how much do I make in commission? You ever looked at that? So 9 times out of 10, because the host plan that I was using, that I was under for the company that I was with, my hostesses, if they work their host plan correctly or their host benefits correctly, they actually saved more than I made in commission. Now, that wasn't the rule 100% of the time, but most of the time, that's what happened. So there's a huge amount of value when I was going in to offer the hosting opportunity, right? That's a ton of value. And so it wasn't weird for me to ask because like they were saving a ton of money. So really think about what is that value that you're offering. Are you teaching? We've been talking about this in our Facebook webinar series. Are you teaching and are you educating? There's value in that in your parties. Are you offering those tips and tricks? Are you loving on people, right? What are we doing? What are we doing that's adding value to other people? The other thing that kind of goes along with this, second mindset shift, is to check your heart. When we offer the opportunity to host, or we offer the opportunity for someone to join our team, if our heart isn't in the right place, it comes across as spammy. It comes across with some desperation language. We come across as like that nasty used car salesman, right? And no offense to anybody that sells used cars. I know a few people that sell used cars and they're great people, but they're not like icky. You know what I'm talking about? The icky used car salesman, right? So who are those people? Or think about like, you don't want to be those people. So when we check our heart and make sure that we are coming at this from a service mindset, it changes how we interact with people. When we understand our value and how that's going to serve others, it changes our mindset. Then the no is like, well, okay, if you don't, I know what I'm offering. I understand the value of what I'm offering. So if you don't, that's okay. That's cool. I may need to educate you some more on the value. And that's why I may direct them to, I did direct them to my customer group so they could get to know me a little better. We could build that relationship a little bit more so they could understand the value of what I had to offer. So make sure that you are coming at this from a service mindset. How is this party? How is this business? How is this product going to serve this person? And when we come at it from that perspective, our heart changes and our language changes, okay? And if you guys are really struggling with this piece of it, over on our blog, and the link is up in the top, we have a worksheet, a free worksheet in the Direct Sellers Toolbox that's for improving the ask. And it's improving the ask to help you get to yes. But a lot of this deals with our mindset around the ask and what we're saying and what we're doing, because our heart and our mind isn't in the right place. The third thing we need to really understand is it's not personal, you guys. The no is not personal at all. Okay, I mean, sometimes, sure, it could be if they just don't like you, all right? But if you're providing value and you're providing service and you're truly caring for people, it's not about you. It could be, like when I'm thinking about the hosting opportunity, it could be they've got a wedding, a funeral, and a baby shower all in 1 week, and they can't process adding anything else. Or maybe they just had a party, or maybe they're concerned about, their friends purchasing, or they're just, it's not personal. They're not rejecting you. They're saying no to the opportunity. And that's okay. It's just like saying no to the ketchup or no to the dessert. It's okay. It's not personal. It's not personal. Now, if you've done a bad job, it could very well be personal. But again, when we're shifting our mindset and we're shifting our heart, it's not personal at all, you guys. It's just not personal. And so we kind of take this like internally as a personal affront. Oh, I can't believe she wouldn't book a party with me. Like, what? Oh, why is everybody saying no? Well, let's go back to, do you understand your value of what you're offering? And are you actually offering value? And is your heart in the right place? Is it truly caring about that other person, right? Because again, if someone says no to hosting, I'm like, okay, you want to stay connected? I'll give you some more, tips and tricks on my product over here. Come on over and join me for free. Hey, come on over and hang out. You see the difference? So I'm not, somebody's trying to call me. I'm not concerned about the no because it's not personal. It's not personal. Okay. And my last thing that I want to talk to you guys about, and this is kind of a big one. Okay. I have a story. I have a story about the personal thing. So it's not personal. So here's a perfect example of this. So we just started, I just started a membership group. We've also launched 2 different boot camps. Okay. And so when I'm, again, big on the mathing, I'm measuring performance. I'm seeing how did that product resonate with my people, right? So when I'm looking at what we call conversion rate, and this is in your parties would be how many people are actually purchasing, okay, out of all the people in the party. So we've looked at that. We looked at that in the host coaching boot camp of what is your conversion rate? How many do we convert to the sale? So when I'm looking at my conversion rate for my membership group or even for the boot camps, I'm looking at all the people that I have a connection to and how many people actually purchased, okay? And so when I'm looking at those numbers, it's somewhere close to 10%, somewhere between 8 and 10%. For my business, that's a really good number. Am I upset and offended by the 92% that did not? Nope. I offer plenty of value. I explain the value that I offered, and it may just not be the right time for them. And that's okay. Like, I'm not offended. I'm going to keep loving on people and keep providing value. It's not personal. It's just that product didn't meet their need at the moment. Okay, makes sense? Love when I do the mathing. Yes, I do lots of mathing. My family doesn't like it when I start doing the mathing. So again, guys, it's not personal. Don't be personally offended when you hear a no. Okay, we've got to get that like chip off our shoulder. It's not personal. All right. And then the last thing I want us to think about is when we're afraid of the no, and that fear of that no paralyzes us where we just don't act. I want you to ask yourself a question, okay? And I said this in one of our webinars. Are you more afraid of the no than you are of an empty calendar? Really think about that, okay? Are you more afraid of the no than you are of an empty calendar or no customers or no sales? Like, what are you afraid of more? When I sat down and I looked at my calendar, and I always checked my calendar, I did every 2 weeks, I looked at my calendar for the next 30 days. And I wanted to see, is my business for the next 30 days set? Do I need to get to work on a few different areas to round up some bookings, or what do I need to do here? Do I need to do some follow-up? What activities do I need to plan? Like, what does my plan need to be for the next 30 days? So if I looked at it and I was good, then I'm good, right? But I was afraid every 2 weeks when I looked at that of the white space, okay? I was afraid of the white space, and I was more afraid of the white space on my calendar than I was of hearing no. Make sense? I wasn't afraid to hear no because I know that I have to do the things to get the white space on my calendar full. So that's what we have to consider, you guys. What are you more afraid of? And when we put fear in perspective, like, again, I'm more afraid of running out of business than I am of hearing no, okay? So I'll give you an example, a perfect example of this. My son did this a few years ago, my number 3. He was, I forget how old he was. He's 12 now, so he was probably 8 or 9 at the time. And I shoot all the kids outside. We homeschool all 4 of our kids. And so they were all home, and it was right around lunchtime. After lunchtime, they were going outside to have a break while I cleaned up the kitchen. And they had been outside for a little bit. It was, it's Florida, so it's a little warm. And he came back in, and they know they need to ask before they have their computer time in the afternoons. And so he came back in. It was a little early for computer time. And he came back in, and he said, Mom, can we go ahead and come in and have computer time? And normally my normal like knee-jerk response to everything is no. Like I work on that, And so he came in, and I was feeling extra gracious that day. And I said, yeah, sure. You guys can go ahead and start computer time. And he was like, yeah, I knew it. And so I said, hold on, because he kind of had this funny reaction. I said, hold on, what happened? I said, how did you get selected to be the one to come in and ask? Because a lot of times too, if they ask me the same question over and over and over again, they get in trouble. And so he took the risk and came inside and asked. And I said, well, how did you get selected for this job? And he said, well, everybody else was afraid of what you would say. And I said, and this was after I started my direct sales business. So he had heard my end of conversations many times. And he said, but the worst thing you could say is no. He said, I figured that was the worst thing you could say. And I thought, oh my gosh. And I said, you're right. I said, that's the worst thing that I was going to say to you. And I said, that was like super brave of you to come in and ask. And he said, well, isn't that what you tell your team? And I was like, yeah, it is. It is. So he was more afraid of losing computer time and not being able to come in out of the heat than he was of the no. Like he just wanted to move on with his day and have something fun, but he wanted that more than he cared about the no. So this is something that we really have to shift, you guys. We have to be more afraid of running out of business than we do of actually feeling rejected or feeling like it's personal, because it's just not true. It's just not true, you guys. It's just not true. So hopefully, great lesson. Yes, not asking is always no, always no. So you guys, make sure that you're considering where the fear is coming from. Is it because I don't have my value defined? Is it because I'm not really serving others, right? Am I not really serving others? Could that be the problem? It's not personal, you guys. Am I taking this personally when I really shouldn't be? If you're offering a product or an opportunity, it could just be a no for them right now. All right. And then consider what you fear more. What exactly do you fear more? It is Jenny, it is a good perspective. I was so thankful that my son had that perspective, because I think it's something big. Like, I think it's a life lesson, right? It's a life lesson. Like they've got to nail this down. And I'm hopefully he takes that the rest of his life and uses that. So you guys, let's just start thinking this through, especially during this time. I think it's really hard sometimes when we're thinking about people potentially out of work or people potentially being affected. It's really hard because we're afraid that they might be offended by us offering. They might be afraid, they might be offended by us, even running our businesses. But here's the deal, you guys. If we're leading with value and we're leading with service, no one's going to be offended, because our heart's in the right place, and it's not going to come across as pushy and spammy because we've checked our heart. Make sense? So we really, really need to focus on that during this time. And you guys, be serving people right now. Focus on service right now. This is a time, our jobs have not been affected. My husband still works full time. He works in medical prescription stuff, IT stuff. And they're busier than ever. So there are lots of people out there still working. There are lots of people that still have jobs. Yes, there are people, my heart breaks for all the people that are affected by this. But we can't let fear of something that we don't understand or don't necessarily know to hold us back. Okay, makes sense? Heart check first. Yes. What is my intention? What is my purpose for offering? And you guys, one thing I realized, and that's why I said this is like Corona brain around here. One thing I realized as we were launching our membership group last week, one thing I realized is that most of us don't know what day it is. Most of us have no idea what day it is. And so I'm offering a Corona brain special is what we're calling it, because I think I'm diagnosing this. I am no medical expert, but I am convinced that this is a thing where we're all just off kilter with our calendars. If you haven't followed all that fun stuff, I am here every Wednesday doing all the cool things, we're going to be talking, next week I think we're talking about bookings. I have to look at my calendar, but I think we're talking about bookings. So it should be super fun. All right, you guys. All right. I am so excited. Yes. All right, so let's do some heart checks. Let's get all of our hearts in the right place, understand some value, and get it all together. Okay, you guys, let's go serve some people. All right, have a fabulous rest of your week, and hopefully I'll see you guys on the webinar on Thursday. Bye, guys.